James.
Hello?
James, you're 18, you're on the Loveline.
Yeah, like, my life, like, kind of is, like, really sucking right now because my mom just found this letter, like, this afternoon, like, that I wrote to my friend. Like, she found it in my pants pocket. I wrote to my friend, like, saying that how totally fine I thought her friend was, and her friend was, and, like, I was telling her that this guy was so cute, So I just went on, like, it was, like, a pretty nasty letter.
And so her friend was a gay male.
What?
Her friend is a gay male?
No, just a male.
No, I am a gay male.
But the friend, you don't know if he's gay or not.
Oh, her friend?
Yeah.
No, he's not.
But then the real problem is just that your mom got tipped off, right?
Really tipped off. She came into my room, like, she was, like, all crying, saying, like, that the devil's taking my manhood away and that I,
James.
like, just saying that I need to go to church and, like, God can, like, heal me of this.
James. James.
What is she, she Catholic?
No, she's, like, a hardcore, like, born-again Christian.
Oh, boy. Born-again means trouble.
Yeah, and, like, she tells me she needs to start going to church and, like...
What happened to her? Did your dad try to kill her or something like that?
No, my dad used to, like, hit her and stuff, and, like, she used to be all up into, like, she had lots of trouble with my dad. And, like,
was she on drugs, too, herself?
No, my dad was.
Okay.
Was she into Santeria or something?
What's that?
Sacrifice chickens.
Oh, jeez.
She used to party hard, but I don't know.
Yeah,
She probably was in drugs, too.
I've never met anyone who found Jesus Christ who didn't really need him.
I guess.
You got to be on death row. You got to be in rehab. You got to be somewhere. You got to bottom out.
Right,
People that are going along fine never find him. They don't need him.
Yeah.
Jesus is it's like the AAA.
All right.
You don't call unless the car breaks down. You know what I mean? You got to be by the side of the road, Drew, with steam pouring out of the radiator before you call AAA. Otherwise, you don't call them. Same with the born-agains.
All right, but let's stay with James' issue here.
Just, like, wants to, like, have me, like, prisoner in my house now. Like, I can't use the phone.
You're 18, James.
Well, it's her house, isn't it?
Can you get out of
It's
there?
her house, so I can't really, like... I want to move, but, like, right now, like, I have, like, a lot of classes during school because I'm trying to graduate.
You actually sound like you're in pretty good shape, having just been through something like this. I mean, I've talked to other...
I was crying hysterically, like, this afternoon, but I'm better now.
I've talked to...
Worse than when Judy Garland died?
Yeah.
I've talked to other...
Just a little gay humor there,
I've talked to other gay men who have described, I thought it was rather vivid, how it feels when your parents find out that they're gay or you're worried about them finding out. And this one fellow described it as feeling as though he will have killed his parents.
Jewish guy?
Yeah.
You give me the problem, I give you the religion.
But the point is, I mean, it's an intense thing that when parents are not accepting, and when there's the relationships are sort of disturbed already, parents have difficulty accepting their children for separate, autonomous, complete human beings that have their sexual orientation.
James?
Yes?
Where are you calling from? One of those...
payphone, because I can't use the phone in my house.
Right, I understand. Well, you're lucky we got to you first. All right,
yeah.
James, here's the deal. You're going to high school?
Yeah.
You're going to graduate in a month or so?
Like in about 5 weeks.
Okay. Then what are you going to do?
Get a job.
That's right. And then you move out, right?
Yeah, but...
In the meantime, here's what you do.
Wait, I have more...
I'm not hanging up. I can't... it sounds like the guy's calling from one of those smog check centers or something. He got one of the cars up on the dyno tuner. Your mom is a stupid woman. There's no doubt about that. And she's gullible. All the born-agains are gullible.
Oh, God.
So what you do is... Please, Drew, if they believe that, they're going to believe anything. Here's what you say to them. The devil got in me, but he's out of me. Speak her language. You know what I'm saying? Say what you have to say to get out of that house in one piece. Because you don't want her coming in your room and killing you, exercising the gay demons. Right?
So you're saying she's asking you to lie. She's demanding you lie.
She would prefer it, and it'd be easier on you, and you got to ride it out. He may be in the house another 6 months or so. You know what I mean? He needs smooth sailing here.
All right.
Tell her what she needs to hear.
In the meantime, what you really need is some relationships with people who have been through these sorts of things. So I would strongly urge you to call a gay and lesbian youth center near you. Most cities have them. And get some relationships and some support from people who have been through this. This is why we usually tell people not to tell their parents until they have a foundation of relationships they can fall back on in case the news goes awry.
Right.
The parents spin out when they find this out, as James' mom's has done.
Yeah. I'm glad James turned out gay, though. I am. Because coming from this environment, you know what I mean? Could have been a real hood.
Yeah.
Now he's gay, he's fine. And we are better as a
Yeah.
society. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
You're not going to
interesting.
go out and kill anybody. He's gay. You know? He's going to meet up with a guy. They're going to be pissed at their parents. They'll hang out. They get a nice apartment. They keep it clean. It'll be all right.
Somehow you're talking.
I like this.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
He could be in a gang. He could be the angriest guy in the world. He could walk in some liquor store and blow your head off when you walked out with a six-pack. Nah, James ain't gonna do that. And think about his families. Mom's a little nutty. Dad's violent. There's some drugs. Doesn't sound like he comes from the greatest part of town.
Oh, yeah.
He's 18.
Yeah, it could be a mess.
Could be beating the crap out of people.
Did you hear about that guy that blew himself up today on the freeway?
Yeah, apparently this guy blew his head off today driving. There was some sort of pursuit. He was driving around the freeways, and then he pulled over, and he got out of his car, and he sat in his car for a while. Did you see it?
I heard he held out a banner about HMOs and how mad he is on them. It's made some kind of statement about how they've been driving him crazy.
Right.
And lit himself and his dog on fire and blew himself up, and then got out and shot himself or something. Right? Is that what you heard?
It was HIV positive.
Well, that came out later.
Yeah. I didn't know if it was an HMO thing or I think he was gay bashing. He was just out of ink.
No, it was an HMO thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he gets out of the car and he puts a shotgun under his head, in his mouth or under his chin, and just pulls the trigger, and it's all over the TV.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't around to see it, and I'm glad I wasn't.
Yeah.
I believe there's only so much room in your head for those sorts of images.
Yeah.
You know, you have a little section of your brain that's filled with, puppy dogs and pornography, things that really count. And then you have that little part that's filled with, JFK taking a bullet in his head and seeing your dead grandfather lying in his casket and watching the wreckage of Pan Am Flight 800. And I believe when the negative part gets bigger than the other part, then you got a bad life.
Yeah.
Then you're unhappy. I think the happy people, the happy section it dominates the brain.
It's a bigger part of the brain, huh?
It's like it's
more compact.
Yeah, what you need is like if you got a department store in your head and it's like a Macy's, you want the negative part just to be the sporting goods, not too big a section.
Maybe the underwear.
Not real extensive. Well, I said Macy's. I don't think Macy's has a big sporting goods.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
They're just a corner of one floor. It's there. If you need to call, you need to like fake cry if you're in a relationship or something like that. All right, phone number for Loveline, 1-800-LOVE-191, fax number 310-854-4455. I'm Ace Rockola. That is Dr. Drew, board-certified physician, addiction medicine specialist. And you ready to roll along here, Drew?
Let's go.
Candy,
Yeah,
you're 14.
yeah, I have a problem.
What's going on?
Okay. I'm afraid of commitment with my boyfriend.
She's 14.
How old's your boyfriend?
He's going to be 16 pretty soon.
And what do you mean by commitment?
I don't know. I'm afraid to get close to the guy and everything.
You mean, how does that manifest? You don't want to have a boyfriend? You don't want to see him so often?
I have a boyfriend. I care for him and everything.
Yeah.
But it's like I had some sexual abuse. And
What happened?
I was molested by my cousin and raped by another guy.
How old were you when the first molestation occurred?
My molestation, I started when I was 6 years old. And it went for about 3 years.
How often did you see your cousin?
My mom didn't believe me when I told her, so she stuck me with him every day.
Oh, my God.
That's good parenting.
And she didn't really care, in which I know I was taken away from her for child abuse.
All right. Well, now you can understand why you'd have difficulty trusting males.
Did she go out of her way to stick her with you with him?
Yeah, and she would leave. And for,
How old was the cousin?
he was about 17, 18.
And that was on your mom's side?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, but...
I bet something happened to your mom, actually, and I bet she knew what was going on some level.
I told her, and she didn't believe me.
Couldn't do it.
No, I'm saying she knew, even though she denied it.
Right.
But anyway, go ahead.
Okay, and so my boyfriend knew about it and stuff, and I was talking to him on the phone, and, well, he was telling me about some girl that masturbates with a banana. And so I made some kind of comment back to that. And then he's like, well, what do you want me to do? And I ended up hanging up on him.
Candy,
Yeah?
I know it's important that we hear what he said to you verbatim, but if and he's going to use the F word when he repeats things
himself,
to you, you got to leave that off the radio.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you know how I always say effing this and effing that and frickin' this and effing this?
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, oh, now, who raped you?
I don't know the guy.
What happened?
I was up at Lake Elminor and around that area.
Lake Elminor?
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful during the summer.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I live there forever.
Oh, I'll tell you, Drew, you open a wine cooler, you go out on a hot August night, and you just sit in the lake up to your waist and just drink that wine cooler.
Is that by Uncle Sam's general store?
No, they tore that down, but it's beautiful country up there. Oh, man, did I write some poetry when I was up there.
Well,
Anyway, sorry.
Walden Pond.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I would go for daily swims every morning and in the evenings before and after the lifeguard's lesson came. So one night I went for a swim as I usually did, and some guy just came up behind me and dragged me off.
Oh, boy. Did they catch the guy?
Actually, I never reported it.
Oh, boy. And
I was too afraid and everything.
all right, Drew, let me ask you this. Oh, and Candy, don't take any offense to this, but, you know, we always talk about how people who are victimized make great victims, and somehow predators know who they can victimize, and they know who's somehow not going to scream or not going to call the cops or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
But this, to me, and most of these people who got raped later on after some molestation happened to them, it happened in some party, and they were drinking too much.
How bizarre is this?
They're somewhere they shouldn't have been.
This guy's like Jaws. He just smells it and goes out into the water and plucks her away.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
That's bizarre.
What happened here? What would you reckon that another girl wouldn't have gone out swimming after at night, or the lifeguard went away? Or
I think it's uncanny. I can't explain it. There may be some more obvious explanation, but...
all right, you didn't know the guy, never saw him before?
No.
Oh, boy.
Was it unsafe circumstances in some way?
No.
No. Candy, it sounds like your instincts not to get involved with the young man you are seeing now has nothing really to do with not wanting to get close, although I'm sure you have those feelings too. They sound like healthy instincts. This guy sounds like an a-hole. He sounds like a jerk.
Yeah.
And I would suggest you don't get involved with him.
All right. Drew, when are they going to come up with some... Candy, been through a lot. You're 14. I think you need to just take a little time off. Yeah.
This is not the guy. This
Right.
guy really sounds abusive, and I'm surprised that you're not pursuing him hotly. You know, hot pursuit of this guy, because
that may mean she's sane.
it may mean there's hope. Yeah.
Oh, Drew, you guys got to work on some kind of drug that just shakes people's brains like an Etch-a-Sketch. Can you do that?
Like Gilligan's Island or something?
Well, I mean, think about it. Somebody has something traumatic happen to them at age 4, and it rules the rest of their life.
Yeah.
What the hell kind of plan was that, biologically or psychologically, for the human beings? That's a horrible design.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's like you design a car with a fan belt that's inside of the engine, and you can't get to it. And if it if it breaks after 5,000 miles, that's it. You just live with it. It's a horrid design. Someone should have thought us out a little bit better. Michael?
Yeah.
You're 24.
Yeah. My question's mainly for Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
I do have an alcoholic background in my family. My uncle is an active alcoholic, as far as I know. He drank himself into the street.
This is whose brother? Your mom or your dad's?
My mom's brother. Then this question is about my mother. I've moved away from home. I've been living. I was living nearby for about 2 years. I've been living far away for about 8 months. And my little brother told me that he's a little bit concerned. My mother has had migraine headaches throughout as long as I can remember. And she takes a drug called Furacet for these headaches.
Now she's taking Furacet with codeine or something, right?
No, I'm not sure. My brother said on the bottles it just says Furacet and Sandoz.
Yeah.
is the only thing on the bottles. She's got them all over the house pretty much, and my brother's a little bit concerned that she may have a problem. He believes he's heard her take them when she didn't have a headache, and if she would walk out of the bathroom and he would say, "Do you have a headache, Mom?" And she would say no, but yet he just heard her take a pill.
Sure. It's a weak barbiturate. So she's barb dependent, basically.
Okay.
How come you don't hear about the barbs anymore?
Because they're not as addictive and not as good. They don't work as well.
What were the big barbs?
Seconal and Tuinol.
Wasn't there Barbitol, or is that shaving cream? Barbasol?
No, there was a what the hell was that one?
There was a Barba something, wasn't there? Is that barbiturates?
Yeah, barbiturates. And
you don't hear about that. You don't hear about like uppers and downers and smack, and we got to get some of that
some
good
terminology back.
Yeah, we got. Hey, someone dig up Jack Webb. We got to start working with the goofballs and all that kind of stuff.
Since the benzodiazepines came around, which are more addictive and work better in terms of alleviating anxiety and things, people aren't as interested in barbiturates.
Yeah.
But Furanol is one that's kept around. It's butalbital, and it's a headache medicine. It's a decent headache medicine, but if people have an alcoholic biochemistry, it's not at all uncommon for it to slowly escalate and that to become a drug of choice. So, though I've only treated Furanol dependency probably half a dozen times. Usually it's with pain medication. It's usually the opiates that ultimately become the issue. But it's serious. It's like any other form of addiction. She needs to be detoxed. The detox from Furanol can be rather treacherous. I've had some seen some weird reactions. Maybe I've treated 10 or 20 times Furanol dependency.
Well, I got to give me some of that Valium. Never tried one of those. What's more powerful, Quaalude or Valium?
Quaalude.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Get a Quaalude. Never had a Quaalude, never had a Valium. I just always want to try it out.
I've had Restero. Same idea.
Oh, really? Yeah, it didn't seem powerful enough. Speaking of napping, I took the world's biggest nap today.
That's nice.
Like 3.5 hours. I took one of those naps where I went to bed. It was 4:35 in the afternoon. It was broad daylight, and I woke up, and it was pitch black. And if you want to know how lazy I am, my alarm clock, the time on my alarm clock has not been set for about 2 weeks because I sleep using an egg timer to wake myself. I use my egg timer.
You just didn't set it on this time?
Well, I didn't, because I went to bed at like 4:35 in the afternoon. I was figuring I'll wake up in an hour and a half. I woke up, it was pitch black. The clock wasn't working. I thought it was 11:30 at night. Huge puddle of saliva on the pillow, and that means I went down hard. I always know when there's a lot of slobber on the pillow. I really was dreaming good. Yeah, it felt good. How come I slobber only like once every 6 months? Is that because I'm really out? Or what is that?
You probably get your head positioned in such a way that you can breathe without that damn obstruction. Yeah.
That's great. Got the fan blowing right in my face. It's huge. Nicole.
Yes.
You're 18.
Yes. I know how you guys are always saying that it's natural for people to have feelings of people of the same sex and everything. But I've known this girl for about 3 years, and in the past 6 months, I guess, I've been having some really strong feelings about her. And I just wanted to get your guys' take on it.
You ever had any feelings about any other woman?
Not really, no.
So this is it?
You had boyfriends?
No.
Never had a boyfriend?
Oh, well, I have. I just don't have one now.
But you ever had sex with a male?
No.
Yeah, not missing much. When you fantasize, do you think about women or men?
Both.
Well, you do?
Uh-huh.
I do, too, except for the guys banging the woman, so I don't think it really counts. You got to think of them separately, right, Drew?
Whatever.
All right, so what do you think her sexual proclivity is?
I don't know. I don't think we can look in our crystal ball and predict this is what she has
I'm
to
asking
find
Nicole.
Out. Oh, you said her. Oh, you mean the other girl?
Yeah. Relax over there, buddy.
She's straight.
She is?
Yeah.
So you're just very attracted to her?
Yeah.
Yeah, people get that way when they're younger. Guys get it with guys, girls get it with girls. You know, it doesn't always mean a lot, although I think women are able to sort of blur the line a little more than men, because I just have the theory about the commitment of the penis. I mean, with a guy, I don't know, in order to engage in a physical relationship, I mean, it's really a commitment. It really is. Somebody's got to have someone's penis in them somewhere. You know what I mean? Yeah. And women, I think they picture themselves like brushing each other's hair by the fire or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm watching too many of those movies, you know, like Portrait of a Something. Oh, Emmanuel. Oh, I used to love watching those Emmanuels. You know, we had on TV when I was a kid. You know, I was like 15.
Yeah.
We had on TV. It was the first cable ever. It was just a huge box with a big knob in the middle of it. And it was either on or off.
Right.
And when you turn it on, it just went. It was like, it'd be like if you had cable, but you only had one cable station.
Right.
And it was in the form of a huge box. It was like a novelty box. It didn't need to be the size of a milk crate on top of your TV set. And you turn that thing on, and I can remember looking at the on guide. Ooh, Manuel's coming on Friday night at midnight. Oh, I hope Dad goes to bed by 11. I'm going to sneak in there and watch that Emmanuel. Oh, 2 weeks from now, Flesh Gordon. Remember they had all those 70s novelty sex movies, like The Erotic Adventures of Pinocchio and stuff like that? They had all these, like...
What are they thinking about?
Well, there used to be a market for, like, R-rated erotica. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like, now it's pretty much, it's anal bead porn, or it's just straight movies.
Right.
But there used to be this whole sort of B-movie, R-rated, low-budget erotica.
That's sort of what Boogie Nights is about, isn't it?
No, Boogie Nights is hardcore porn. You mean the movie itself?
The movie's about them trying to make those action films and stuff, right?
Yeah, but that's all hardcore.
That was hardcore. All right.
This was a softcore, R-rated 70s. They had movies like Flesh Gordon, which was a send-up of Flash Gordon, but there was like some nudity involved, but it wasn't penetration and it wasn't graphic. And they had all these fairy tale ones, too, Pinocchio and Cinderella. And they were sort of comical, low budget. But, you know, if you watch for 2.5 hours, you'd catch a boob. Of course, with Two Moon Junction, yeah, that's more of a later 80s, more serious erotica. They used to have this sort of novelty stuff. And they had all that, like, gas pump girls. Basically, the theme was some evil land baron was going to foreclose on some business.
Car wash.
So the chicks had to had to get in a bathing suit to raise money for something, and then the dog came by and pulled the top off while they were scrubbing down a van. But it was the greatest thing ever when you were 15, although you had to have a VCR in your brain back then because you saw that boob for half a second and you had to replay it in your mind. Now, you comb over that stuff like the Zapruder films or something, one frame at a time, but back then, forget about it. Imagine these kids today, porno on a big laser disc and a big screen TV. They got the stupid thing on one frame advance, high resolution. Oh, you punks. You don't know how good you got it. I just had a grainy picture in my mind. But I tell you, it worked. It was like listening to the radio. It was better than anything you have. All right, Drew. Let's take a break here.
Oh, yeah. What about that?
Oh, that is my
You did
woman.
that in time to the music.
Yeah. Mike's going to be doing something in time to the music when we get back.
Just to Natasha's voice, huh?
I think he takes that Natasha and drop, he puts it on a big loop, and then when it comes to saying your name and my name, you just hear his voice go, Mike.
She was a good guest.
Engineer
you know
Mike.
I mean, she was much better on the radio than television. Not that she was bad TV, but she was a great radio guest.
Yeah, she was like, kind of wide open.
Yeah.
Good sense of
Of course,
humor.
we didn't have our television act together yet by then. Probably was our fault.
No, I blame you. Not me.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was on. Well, the thing about the TV is most of the good crap from this show comes from you have to do a little digging before you get to the buried treasure. And whatever you can get in 2 shovelfuls before you move on. That's kind of how TV works. So missed out on it.
Right.
All right, phone number for Loveline, 1-800-LVE-191. Forget about the fax number. I'm looking down, Bob Eubanks is coming in here in like 3 weeks.
Sexy.
How weird is that?
Thank you. And for those people who don't know who Bob Eubanks is, he hosted the dating game, or is it the Newlywed Game?
Newlywed
Sorry.
Game.
That was the Newlywed
The
Game.
Newlywed Game for a million years,
yeah.
and he owns a bunch of radio stations and all that kind of stuff. And producer Ann, producer Ann said to me, "This is why we could never make love. We'd like bang heads. We'd both be paramedics
It's so
would find us
awkward,
both there.
wouldn't it be?
Oh, you'd just be laughing your ass off. You'd laugh harder than you've ever laughed at me.
Anything you've ever
Anything
done.
I've ever said. Even if I had my game face on. Could you imagine how funny that would be?
I couldn't imagine
Finally, you found how to get it
laying there and
allowed.
looking up and seeing you, Adam.
Sexy.
And then if I said something like really straight, like, you know you love it.
Anyway, Bob put together, compiled, all the best newlyweds.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
And what's he going to do with them?
He put them on video, and I guess he's selling them.
Well, Bob, I did it. The main reason, so Ann said, do you want Bob Eubanks to come on? Because most of our listeners probably aren't too into Bob Eubanks, but I said definitely because I was the warm-up guy for a Bob Eubanks infomercial about 6 or 7 years ago when my life and career was in the gutter. And warm-up is the stooge that, I should be more kinder, the monkey that dances around on stage in between takes when you're doing a TV show or an infomercial or you're shooting something. He's the stand-up comedian that gets up there and makes an arse of himself. That's what I did for Bob Eubanks infomercial.
Wow.
So you know the career ain't going too good.
That was on the bottom of the warm-up scale.
Yeah, it's even the bottom of the warm-up food chain. So, anyway, Bob and I hung out and had lunch and stuff, and we had a good time. So I'm going to bring him in here and bust his balls a little bit. All right, Drew, you ready to move
Talk
on?
about your grandmother again? Tell a story.
I don't sell. She's probably listening. You know, she
Well,
listens
I would
for
like to
about
respond to her.
for about 20 minutes.
Would you rather have me responding?
All right, just remind me. I'll talk about her at 11 o'clock.
All right.
All right.
Grandma,
Nice.
11 p.m.
I'm going to see her Saturday night. Oh, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
All right. Kathy,
Yeah,
you're 24.
yes. Okay. I was in a relationship for about 3 years, and we were going to get married and everything. We were living together for about 2 years. And about, I guess, the last year or so of the relationship, he started getting into heroin real bad. I had stopped doing drugs. I'd been clean for about a year and a half. I never really had a big problem before. But he started doing that, and, he was dealing a lot and out all the time, and I'm trying to have a normal life. And a bad way of coping, I started messing with it, too. And so we both got addicted. And he just got really out of control, started robbing and stealing, and so I left so I could go get my life together, and then I came back home. 2 days after I left, I found out that he was in jail for trying to rob a diner. I was afraid to leave him because I knew he was going to go over the deep end. But anyway.
That's why I want drugs legalized, by the way. People just stay home and kill themselves.
There you go. There you go. Definitely a good solution. But I ended up talking to him again, trying to help him through his problems, and it was kind of a mistake because it just took me right back to where I was, and he ended up killing himself over what he had done, with his life.
After they let him out of jail?
Well, they put him on house arrest, and he decided to run from that. And so I was helping him while he was out on the streets. And he eventually, he just kept living every day like he didn't care, breaking the law and stuff like that. And, eventually it catches up to you, so he ended up killing himself in jail. And
How'd he kill himself in jail?
see, I don't know. It's, it was in Baltimore, and I don't know, there's a lot of weird circumstances surrounding it. I'll never know, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's been like a year and a half, and, I'm in NA and everything.
Congratulations.
But,
She's in NA?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you're doing okay. How long are you sober now?
for about a month.
Okay.
Yeah,
the
it's,
first
it's been kind of a struggle. I haven't been, strung out on it. I went to rehab about 8 months ago. I haven't been strung out.
You got to be completely off the drug for 6 months.
I know.
Without that, the biology continues to operate. And the first 12 months is extremely difficult. It's the most important period in terms of being able to maintain long-term sobriety. The biology is profound for heroin. As far as the boyfriend goes, it sounds like you're kind of okay with it. How okay can you be with something like that? It's a disaster. It's a human tragedy. Heroin's a horrible drug. I was just thinking today. I was talking to somebody about what amazing changes I've seen in people's personalities from that drug. People come into treatment when they're strung out on heroin, and they're unrecognizable in terms of who they were before they got strung out on heroin. They are just wild, and their behaviors are impulsive and out of control and nuts. 2 months later, you may have a completely normal person. You may have somebody who returns to their baseline. It's a totally different person.
You know what I was thinking? It's a good thing there's no heroin for dogs.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So they don't get together and run around and run
I was just
amok?
thinking it's kind of weird, and maybe this is...
Or any other animal, rhinoceros. Too.
Yeah, that's a better one.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything with lots of teeth or maybe a horn.
Yeah.
No, well, hell, even like a skunk or something, though. But I was just thinking, it's kind of weird that I always think in terms of animals, and I think of like humans as an animal.
Yeah.
And I think it's bizarre that you ingest something and then you become a totally different animal.
Yeah.
I mean, your behavior changes.
Entirely.
It'd be the most bizarre thing in the world if you thought of any other animal in the kingdom, meaning lions act like lions and bears act like bears. But how weird would it be if a small section of bears was high on something and would like come into town and rob you or eat you while you're sleeping or like try to bang your daughter?
See, those animals are too busy trying to survive. This is part of Maslow's triangle.
Right. It's too bad though. I mean, it's good because you'd be freaked out if like 10% of dogs were strung out on something, like 10% of humans are.
Yeah.
This is really a problem with being a human. You may walk in a liquor store, you may be fine, the guy behind the counter may be fine, the chick buying the cereal may be fine, but then one of the 10% may stroll in with a sawed-off shotgun.
Yeah.
And that'd be weird if you're walking down the street and you're just passing dogs and everything's fine, and then one jumps out of a tree and lands on it.
Yeah.
Although it is scarier with people because they can drive. I don't know.
Okay, guys.
Now I'm getting frightened.
And a question. Where are our calls from last night? We had 2 more that were supposed to be lined up from last night. Remember?
Steve's got a mind like a steel trap.
Right. I know, but I know there are 2 more, supposedly.
What's going on there?
Nothing.
You're 18?
Uh-huh.
What's going on? What do you want?
I want you. No, I'm just kidding.
Huh?
I have this boyfriend.
Yeah.
Of course. And whenever we fight or whatever, and I get really emotional and start to cry, he gets sexually aroused by this and immediately just wants to have sex. Like, he gets turned on. And I just wondered what, like, psychological reason causes this or something.
It's not a good one, whatever it is. We'd have to know more about him to know for sure what's going on, but it's not a healthy impulse.
Okay.
Yeah. There's always that make-up sex, which seems to be the best, but this is a little bit different.
Well, he's, like, highly sexually active, and it's like all he wants to do is have sex. But lately, I mean, I'm getting pretty fed up with him.
How old is he?
He's 23.
Suspect.
Same thing for my mom.
Yeah.
Oh, well, your poor mom. You know, there's nothing worse. Your 18-year-old daughter becomes this sort of essentially a blow-up doll for some 23-year-old guy with a sexual abnormality.
Right.
You know what I mean? Is basically going to hump her until she pops or springs a leak, and then he'll move on.
And that's sort of what that behavior...
Well, he tells me that he loves me and, that I'm the one he wants to be with or whatever, and that no one can take his heart from me.
Do his actions...
Well, that's always bad.
Yeah, do his actions suggest that that's true? Does he ever cheat on you? Does he treat you nice? Does he take care of you?
He treats me like a queen, but he just once in a while just goes off and starts having sex with, somebody.
Oh, except for that.
Yeah.
Except for that, he is just an angel.
No, I don't think
that.
Nobody's
I mean,
an angel.
I haven't had that big a smile all day. He treats me like a queen.
Sarah, this guy is a total schmuck.
He treats her like a queen, though.
I mean, this is a bad person. He is manipulating you in an extraordinary way. Why are you so malleable? What happened to you?
What happened to me?
Hey, do you have an older sister I can cheat on?
No, I mean, whenever I find out about it, I'm just like, okay, fine, I'll just go do whatever.
Sarah, what happened to you?
Oh, me?
Yeah. What happened to you?
Hold on a second. Time for a
reaction.
Loveline Rewind.
Sarah, what happened to you?
No. Start with your first question.
What did I ask you first?
Why are you so malleable?
Why are you so malleable?
All right, we'll use a word everyone knows.
And why are you so...
Wait. Okay. All right, big love line rewind. He treats me like a queen. He
Really?
looks at me with the look of love, and I'm the apple of his eye.
You can't live without me?
When he's not having sex with other women. All right, so what's your question?
So what happened to you, Sarah? Why are you so gullible?
What?
What happened to you?
He, he has good sex with me.
What happened to you?
You mean like when he has sex with everyone? Well,
what happened to you?
I'm like, whatever. Huh? What? Hey, Sarah?
Yeah.
All right, what happened to you?
What happened to me?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Where's your dad?
My dad is in the other room.
Really? Your real dad?
Yeah, my real dad.
Does he drink?
What happened to me? Gosh, let me even.
Does he drink?
Hold this. Let's go to break and we'll get to the bottom of this.
Something had to happen to you, right?
No, let me.
Hold on.
Hold on there, man.
Now she wants to talk.
Oh, we're going to open her up like a big can of worms. Rick James. Saw him, see him on TV every once in a while. Nice guy, Rick James. Phone number for Loveline, 1-800-LOVE-191. Forget about the fax number. Drew? Oh, yeah. Sarah?
Talking to Sarah.
Okay. Sarah's 18. When we left off, Sarah...
Ideal 23-year-old boyfriend. She's 18.
Right.
Treats her like a queen.
Likes it when she cries, though. Kind of turns him on.
Yeah. Turns him on when he cries. He has an overabundant sex drive. And he loves her and treats her like a queen except when she's having sex with other girls.
Right.
Yeah.
He likes to have sex with other women, but her approach is whatever.
I just say whatever. Yeah, that's what she said. Sarah.
Right, so we're trying to figure out what's wrong with Sarah. What happened to Sarah? Sarah?
Yeah.
All right. Here's what I want to say to you.
Okay.
Don't repeat the question we ask you. Because I will hang up.
Okay.
If we say, at what age did that happen, don't go, what age did that happen?
Just give us the age.
Okay.
Because
all right.
We don't want your defenses to kick in here.
All right. Now, my finger's going to hover over the drop button.
All right. So what happened? Sarah?
Well, I met him when I was 16 years old, and we always hung out. And my mom got overprotective and...
No. What happened to you a long time ago?
Oh, I'm from a broken family.
Okay.
My parents got divorced.
You live with your dad now?
Yeah, because my mom kicked me out of the house when I graduated. That was my graduation present.
From high school?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because she didn't like the fact that I was dating the guy that I'm still seeing.
This particular guy.
Well, she's got a... she has a small point, but, here's the deal, parents. You screw with your kids, you get to screw with them for about 14 years, and then they start effing with you. And Drew sneezing in the background over there. But I bet the more Sarah's mom protested, the more she was into it.
Oh, of course.
I can remember doing that when I was like 16, 17. Folks tell me, we don't want you to do this or that. I'd be like, hey, screw you. Nah, I want to do it more.
That may be why she's forcing this to work, to try to prove mom wrong.
I think she just wants to screw mom. Screw mom.
Yeah, but that's
a bad mom.
Staying with this. But anyway, so what happened around the time of the breakup? What was that all about? And how old were you?
Break up with who? My parents?
Yeah.
I was 8 years old. And I never really saw my dad much. And the whole relationship that my mom put into my head, to make me create this image of my father was, he wasn't worth anything. And I never really found out why they got...
Well, you got that image pretty clearly, and you've certainly found somebody to fulfill that role. Anyway, were they fighting a lot, beating each other up, that kind of thing? Was it a real...
just one day my mom was like, I don't want to see you anymore. I don't really remember a lot of my childhood because I tried to block it out. Because after my parents got divorced, my mom had a whole bunch of live-in boyfriends. Yeah, I became the mom to my brother and my sister while he worked.
All right, so this is pretty serious.
Yeah, you hate your mom.
Yeah,
I hate my mom too.
Yeah, I mean parentalization.
I don't hate my mom that much anymore.
He's back in therapy again, Sarah. If you don't want to hate your mom, okay.
Yeah, you got to go to therapy. Hey, you want to go to therapy with me Monday?
Sure. I can't. Monday I have psychology class.
Where? Junior college?
I go to community college.
Yeah, that's junior college.
Junior college.
Where do you go?
I go to a place called Lord Fairfax Community College.
Lord Fairfax.
Yeah, it's in Middletown, Virginia, but next semester I'm headed to VCU.
Okay, well, if you can make it out to Studio City by Monday and you bring $45, you can sit in with me.
Okay, are you going to get my airplane ticket?
I really can't provide. I will provide ground transportation. It'll be someone to meet you at the airport.
Did any of these guys that your mom paraded around ever do anything to you?
Well, they were abusive to her.
So you saw all that. All right, so Sarah, this is your model for relationships. You're pissed at your mom. You feel abandoned by your dad. You have a sense that men are emotionally unavailable or abusive, and now you've cast the character. There he is.
And this guy was 21 years old when he began
16.
his
Well,
lurid sexual relationship with this 16-year-old Sarah. And the guy's a pig, please.
Yep.
You guys should be ashamed of yourselves. And listen, if you're 35 and she's 30, that's fine. You're 21, she's 16. You should be graduating college, or I don't even look at it. Drew looks at it at what year you are in college when you're 20, 21, 22. I look at what year you are in work, which even makes you older. When I was 21, I had been working construction for 3 years. I'd lived out of the house for 2 years. And the notion of going back and grabbing myself a 10th grader is just, even to me, the atheist pig from the valley, still a ridiculous notion.
Yeah.
Rob.
Whoa.
You're 16.
Yes, I am.
What's happening?
I saw Flash Gordon about a month and a half ago.
Oh, really?
One of the movie channels.
Yeah, it's a good movie, huh?
I got to be honest. I was about to turn it off. I was over at my friend's house because he's got all the movie channels and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And we were sitting there, about 6 of us, and it looked like the cheesiest pile of junk ever.
I know, and you know, here's why it's ruined for you, because you have a VCR in your room, and queued up is Rancherama 56, 120 of the best cum shots ever, and that's what you have to compare it to, right?
Well, actually, you know what? This is right in my friend's living room.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if you got
available,
you got good hard stuff sitting at home, right?
Oh yeah, I guess.
Right.
If you want that kind of stuff, but I mean.
But plus, you have all access to all sorts of other mediums.
Do you have a porno video?
Not at home, no.
You know?
I don't use that kind of crap.
You know?
Oh, can I say crap?
What do you use? One of those vibrating simulated vaginas?
Nah.
What do you use?
He's into the hooch.
Oh, you smoke weed?
No, not at all.
No.
What are you into?
I'm actually an athlete. Well,
really?
Kind of, yeah.
What are you into? What sports?
Junior pro biking, basketball, cross country, and track.
Wow. Is he true? He's no weedster. What do you do? You got any nudie magazines?
Mm-mm. Just girls.
Oh, I don't believe that.
I gotta be honest, though. I've listened to you guys for the past 4 years.
Oh, since you're 12.
I want to be, Adam, I'm reverting back to your Boobville stuff.
Yeah.
I want to be the official pimp of Boobville.
Oh, yeah. We're going to need, we'll probably need more than one.
This is your friend Chris at 16. That's who you're talking to right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Rob was getting as much as Chris was. But anyway, you saw Flesh Gordon.
Yes, I did.
And you saw the big claymated monster, right?
Yeah, you know what's the best, though? The ship.
Yeah, it's shaped like a penis.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that, Drew?
That was hilarious. I'm on the radio right now. Can you?
Is that your dad?
Yep.
Oh, that's great.
I mean, like, as soon as you guys called me on, I got all tense, so I just sat on the floor, and I'm, like, talking kind of loud, I guess.
Right. Okay.
You guys are, like, awesome. You're just my idols.
Rob sounds so, thank you, so healthy and so evolved. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's talking about penises in front of Dad. Dad walks in, tells him to excuse himself. Dad, you don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. All right. Let's see if we can squeeze in one more call here. Josh.
Hello?
You're 16.
Oh, cool. Hi, I just had a question.
All right.
Like, recently and stuff, I started, like, doing LSD and ecstasy.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been, like, mixing them.
Yeah.
LSD and ecstasy?
Yeah.
It's a bad combo.
What do you do? What do you do with that? Smoke it?
What?
You eat it?
The combo, they're called pills.
Oh. Yeah.
Lick or whatever. All kinds of things.
I just wanted to see, like, what are, like, the long-term effects? Am I, like, really messed up?
Yeah. There are two big things that really concern me. Aside from the fact that you can get some very serious acute problems or problems now where you can get paranoid and disorganized and do crazy things. There's compelling literature now that shows clearly shrinkage of an important part of the brain when there's exposure, and it's only in males that it's been proven, interestingly.
Yeah. Well, because women's brains aren't as big.
Well, right. Actually, they're bigger. And
yeah, but a lot of that is just has to do with nails. There's a huge compartment of the brain, the whole inside of the female brain has to do with nails, cuticles, pedicures, manicures, stuff like that.
So anyway, there's shrinkage of the right frontal lobe, and aside from that, which obviously has tremendous implications for your personality development, your intellectual development, and your emotional development, there is, my experience, people who use these drugs at all with any degree of regularity, maybe more than 6 or 7 times, and particularly anybody who uses it before the age of 16 or 15, has chronic depression.
All right, so, Josh, stop now, and you'll be fine, and we'll be back. I like those Marcy Playground guys. All right, let's take a little 10-second break. We'll be right back with Grandma.
Oh, yeah.
This is Loveline on
radio station.
KROQ-FM, Pasadena, Los Angeles.
The world famous K-Rock.
Phone number for Loveline, 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. I'm Ace Rockola. That is Dr. Drew.
So about Grandma.
Yeah. All right. Well, so the story goes or begins when me and my girlfriend Lynette go by to pay her a little visit last Sunday. Swing by. She's glad to see us. She listens to like the first 15 or 20 minutes, I'm hoping, of the radio show a couple nights a week. About a week ago when I did this TV pilot, it was kind of a big deal, and I didn't have any of my family members there or anything like that. And I've sort of told them what's going on, but not quite. Or my family doesn't really, things don't register too much. I mean, here's like the verbatim conversation I would have with them. What's going on with the TV? What is the TV pilot? It's prime time for ABC, an hour long. Oh. How'd it go? Good. Went real good. Okay. Your sister called from Germany the other night, and she wants to. That's about as much as they get into it. They'd like to know, they'll know what's going on, but they wouldn't dream of saying like. They'd never say like. Wait a minute. When do you find out, or what's going on, or who did this, or how much did it cost, or they wouldn't even say like, are you starring in it?
Yeah.
They didn't want to know like, did you write it, or are you acting in it, or is it a sitcom? It's just, no. There was kind of like, what is it? And I said, it's kind of like a variety thing. And they're okay, but they move on. And so they're interested, but they're not, not that interested. Anyway, my grandma was listening, and the night I was telling Drew that the family wasn't really all that interested in what was going on, so she decided to confront me with it. And I was just telling Drew this during the break, and this is why we're talking about it now, which is my grandma was arguing with me that, of course, she's interested. They've always been interested. And where did I get off saying on national radio that they weren't interested? And I said, Grandma, what is the only thing I was interested in from age 7 to age 19? Football. That was my life. That's what I thought I wanted to do for a living. That's the only thing I was good at. Lord knows I was the world's crappiest student. I was a ceramics major. And I think I was pre-ceramics in junior high, if there's such a thing. Football's the only thing I ever did, and it was my life. It was my identity. From age 7 to age 19, I played this football. Yes? Okay. I played these football games within the home field was a half a mile from where you live. Yes. Did you ever go to one game? Ever? No, but I wasn't interested in football. I don't like football.
It's your grandma talking.
Right. I said, okay. My mom went to 4 games. No, my mom went to 2 games. My dad went to 4 games over a 10 or 11-year football career. I said, now, you understand where and why I can say that on the radio, don't you? Well, but I didn't like football. I don't like it. It's a very violent sport, and there's nothing for me there. And that's the logic.
That is called total empathic failure.
And she's pissed at you too, Drew. By the way, so watch out.
For feeding into this?
No, she was pissed at you because the time when my grandfather died, and you were consoling me, and you said, well, you said something like you were trying to be nice. You said, yeah, you knew he was sick. It wasn't a surprise. She was pissed that she told me to tell you that it's just as painful whether it's a shock or not.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I know. I said Drew was just trying to be nice.
But you had been sort of preparing for it for a while. It wasn't a sudden.
I told her quiet down with that.
But
I don't like her. Only I can badmouth Drew. That's what I told her.
But it's true. I mean, that empathic failure is really what is the cornerstone of abuse. Unless you can identify what a child is feeling and what they need, and take yourself out of that equation and provide that to a kid, you're abusing the kid.
But she didn't like football.
Yeah.
That's the argument.
There you go.
Well, no one liked football. I wish I'd gotten to something that the family liked. I'd be the world's healthiest guy right now. Although I probably wouldn't be on the radio. Mike,
you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. You're 29. What's happening?
Well, I'm hoping you can give me some advice.
Oh, tell you what I'm hoping. I'm going to my mom's for dinner Saturday.
You're hoping your grandma didn't just hear what we just talked about.
Oh, boy. Well, you may have a good story Sunday.
I want to meet your grandma. She sounds wonderful.
You have? Oh, haven't you?
No, never actually.
Oh, she is she's dynamite, this lady. All right, Mike, go ahead.
Is it better now?
Okay.
Sorry.
I hope you have a good life with your grandmother.
Oh, boy.
My wife and I, we've been married for a couple of years, and we've been having some problems that it's very painful for her when we have sexual intercourse.
And this is something new?
It's been going on for a while. We did talk to one doctor who just kind of blew it off and said, well, she's been a virgin, and now she's having sex, and it'll eventually go away.
How long has this been going on for?
2 years. She's got a child now, too, and it's
Oh, for crying out loud.
She was a virgin when you met her?
Yes.
How old is she?
She's 21.
14.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, wait a minute. She's 21?
She's 21.
When you met? She's 21 now?
She's 21 now.
You met at 19.
Yes. We married she was 19 when we got married.
Uh-huh.
When did you 19 we got married. When did you meet?
About 6 months before that.
So she was 18.
Yeah. Make it a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe 17.
And so she was 18. You were, what, 26 or something?
Yeah, 26, 27.
All right. It's a little pathetic, but all right. You seem like a decent guy.
Now, wait a minute. We nailed Sarah's boyfriend at 23, and she was 18. Of course, it was a different circumstance.
You know,
we both met at college.
As sad as this sounds, all right, but you were pushing a mop bucket around, and she was a sophomore. That's the difference, you bastard. What did you do at that college?
Pardon me?
Were you a student there?
Yes, a student.
Junior college?
Yeah, it was at a community college.
Oh, please, of course. That's what happened. The kid should be taken away. Got two junior college alumni raising one child.
They're doing fine. But anyway, look, Mike, is it at the time of penetration that she has pain?
The time of penetration is okay, and when it's going all the way in, it's okay. It's that middle area that causes pain.
But is it right at the time at which you're beginning the whole process?
You mean it lasts through the whole...
Is it something, you're able to have sex for a while and then it starts hurting, or is it right away, right at the beginning?
It's right away.
And does she describe the pain as burning or crampy, or how does she describe it?
Just sore. And it's not like a sharp pain.
Did you try a lot of lubricant?
We've done that also.
They're not doing it, huh?
Do you have any difficulty penetrating?
Not at all, not really.
No. Because usually the most common reason for pain with intercourse is something called vaginismus, which is a spasm of the pelvic musculature. Beyond that, she obviously doesn't have ovarian cyst or endometriosis, at least if you've been properly evaluated, which it sounds like she had. She's already had a child, so there's not issues of anatomy so much. I don't know. It sounds suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds suspicious that there may be a psychological base for it.
Well, she's got a kid out of there, and you're using a lot of lubricant, and she was a virgin and in junior college.
At 16 or 17.
Yeah, but 18, 19. Not many. There's not any virgins in junior college. I'm kind of curious about this. Mike?
Yes.
Does she have some strange religious affiliation?
I wouldn't call it strange.
Ooh, boy, here we go.
But it is a religious affiliation, yes.
What's the deal?
No sex until you're married.
Oh.
According to what religion?
LDS.
Oh.
Latter-day Saints.
Oh, boy. Yeah. There could be a weird guilt thing going on here that's causing pain.
Let's not just pin it on a specific emotion, except to say that she's nervous, she's anxious, she can't relax. And that can certainly cause these sorts of symptoms. Does she complain of that kind of thing?
Well, she's actually listening right now, and she's nodding her head no.
No.
Oh, boy.
Nodding her head no.
We knew what he meant. Hey, is there any oral sex?
Various, depends on the day, yes.
All right. I just want to know how seriously she was taking that LDS stuff.
Does she have pain in public?
Well, I wouldn't exactly go around and broadcast that, but we've been trying to experiment with different ways and try to, get rid of the pain. Or, sometimes we don't even have intercourse at all because...
That's fine. Does she have pain any other time, like just pelvic pain generally?
No. It's just during actual intercourse.
Yeah.
Very strange.
She needs to have her, she needs a priest who, splash some holy water on her crotch.
Well,
there's something going on here.
She needs to
I think it's a little psychological thing.
Well, I really don't know. And I think she needs to establish a relationship with a physician whom she can talk to about
Do they have
this.
LDS gynecologists?
I'm sure. And
they do?
There's no LDS medical school nearby here.
Wait a minute. What else? What other religion is LDS?
Mormon.
Oh, it's Mormon.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. Why don't they just pick one? It's very confusing.
Yeah.
And by the way, drop the Latter-day Saints thing. That's fine. Drop the LDS. It sounds like a syndrome, didn't it?
Yeah.
Learning disorder syndrome. I mean, it sounds like somebody's got a palsy or something.
LSD.
What do you got?
LDS.
Yeah, it's like we had to pull Jerry out of school. How come LDS? Ooh, it must be tough. How are you and Bob coping? Doesn't it seem like something?
The disappointing thing here is that she couldn't talk to a doctor about it and get some evaluation and see if she gets some help with this, and that's what needs to be done. I mean, she shouldn't be embarrassed by it. I mean, this is a common problem, and she needs to go talk to somebody, be evaluated, and figure this out.
Joe.
Hello?
You're 13.
Oh, yes.
Hold on, I'm trying to figure out what religions I've made fun of. Judaism, Latter-day Saints, / Mormonism, Christianity, I believe I got.
You're all.
Yeah, I'm seeing if
you
I
said
can.
Something about finding Jesus and.
Yeah, I'm looking to get a Jehovah's Witness
you
before the night's out.
Born again Christians, you were on.
Yeah. So I'm looking at my religious offense list here, and I'm looking. I got to get a Muslim and a Hindu before the night's out. Joe?
Yes.
What's going on?
Well, my problem is I'm 13, and one of my best friends is a girl, and she asked me out, but I don't think I like her that way. But I really, she's like my best friend. I don't want to ruin the relationship.
Then you have to tell her exactly that.
Okay.
You have to tell her that.
Play stupid.
No, don't, because it's going to be awkward and weird and screw up the friendship.
Really
you just got to be real direct and real honest with her, and let her know how much you actually do care about her. And I bet she'll be all right.
Yeah. Try to sound mature.
It's different than if a guy is put to that.
It's great
level.
because the guy was, it's funny about guys. And ladies, believe me, when the 13, 14, 15-year-old guy gives you the mature speech, rest assured he's not attracted to you. Because he's saying, we've known each other since the 5th grade, and I believe the platonic bond that we have is more powerful than the potential relationship we may have, and I don't want to jeopardize it. Meanwhile, the guy was humping a hollowed-out melon rind 2 nights before.
You gross Dan out. You did
he took a half a cassava melon, he put it in the microwave, put a hole in it, was humping it away, but he's having a very mature speech about not breaking the sacred platonic bond that friends have and crossing that line. Joe, she's not attractive?
Oh, she's okay.
Yeah, but you're not into her physically.
Well, I could be, but we're just really good friends.
Yeah, but if she looked like Claudia Schiffer, you'd drop that in a heartbeat, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, just be nice to her.
And
just be nice.
Can I say hi to my friends?
Yeah, go ahead. Just stick to the mature. Just stick to the... Oh, Ann. Okay, he's only 13. Joe?
You're their heroes.
Just back to that.
I feel like a big sucker
Man,
now.
you feel like a chump now.
All right, what are these guys' names again? Ann was talking while you were saying it.
Evan.
Richard.
And Arturo.
And Arturo?
Yeah.
All right. Those are my boys.
His parents call him Little Munch.
That's Little Munch?
Yeah.
Arturo?
Yeah.
Because he's good at oral sex?
I don't know.
Oh. Okay.
13.
Oh, yeah. That's my posse. All right. Where are you calling from?
Sacramento.
Sacramento?
Yeah.
Next time I'm out there, I'm looking you boys up. We're going out for a knee high.
Okay.
All right,
I did a
Joe.
morning show in Sacramento the other day. Day before yesterday. It was yesterday. For Christ's sake, it was yesterday.
Really?
Oh, my God.
You're spinning, Drew.
Oh.
I was telling people...
No wonder I feel so crappy.
I was praising you today, Drew, in front of the Loveline guys, the Stone Stanley guys, and Jimmy and a couple other guys, saying just how amazingly acute your mind is and how you have this ability to function off of 2 or 3 hours sleep without missing a beat or dropping a word. And I was describing how we went and did 2 of those back-to-back Jenny Jones shows for an hour, and how you didn't miss a beat. And I was thinking about it when you were telling this 16-year-old tonight about making the speedball and smoking that. And I thought, you know what? Your mind is like a garage that's never had any junk stored in it. You got a clean mind.
You mean any drugstore? You mean?
Yeah, like most people by the time they get 30, they smoked half a pound of weed. They've vomited several dozen times from drinking too much booze. They've tried a tab of acid or a hit of this or a shot of that. They've done a lot of stuff, and they haven't really exercised their mind that much.
Right, that's the other thing.
I don't even think your mind is that much sharper than a lot of people's. I think we've all dumbed ourselves up.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. If you want to go ahead and compliment me for not missing a beat on that crappy Jenny Jones show, you can go ahead and jump in at any point now.
Yeah, you were wonderful, but you needed to sleep on the floor of the dressing room for 2 hours. But
yeah, but like that helped.
No, actually, no. Listen,
asshole
you're
intern coming in wanted me to sign a release.
You're capable of the same thing. Let me give you a different.
Yeah, go ahead.
One of those. You normally function on 2 or 3 hours of sleep. You don't sleep right.
Oh, that's true.
I wish the hell you get your sleep treated. You'd be so much happier, more comfortable.
I'm going to get my nose
crappy
fixed.
I feel today with not having had proper sleep, with jet lag and all that. Anyway, I did a TV show in Sacramento, so it was one of the better little morning shows we came.
Really? Good Morning Sacramento?
Yeah, something like that.
They all go with the Good Morning. Raymond, you're 30. Yeah, get my nose operated. I want to talk to Dr. Marcel. He can do my deviated septum.
No.
And give me a boob job.
Yeah. He can do that, but he doesn't.
Oh, he's going to kick you in the nuts.
Well, he can give you a boob job. I'm sure he could.
Oh, no, he told me he knew a good ear, nose, and throat guy. Give me his number. And I also want to talk to his jeweler, too.
Well, you ought to have a sleep study done first to make sure that's the problem.
I don't sleep well enough for a sleep study.
Yeah.
It's too big a pain in the ass. I'll never fall asleep. I have to masturbate. I need my little fan. I like to watch TV. There's no way I'm lying on some army cop with a bunch of grad students looking through a window at me like I'm in an aquarium. No possible way. Just fix my nose and give me a sleeping pill. Raymond?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, my question is to Dr. Drew or either one that can help me out here. My problem is when I'm having sexual intercourse with my wife, I get off way too quick.
Mm-hmm.
How quick?
Within 5 minutes.
Where are you from, Raymond?
I'm from Kentucky.
Now don't take this the wrong way, but guys from Kentucky and parts of the Midwest were just not meant to talk about graphic sexual material. It just comes across like a hee-haw sketch that went wrong. It just sounds bizarre. The guys from New York were this is a dialect that's tailor-made to talk about sex. Because I'm banging his wife, and my nads are slamming up against her, and my dang little junior's not cooperating. But there's something about that Kentuckian
too gentlemanly
dialect. Yeah, it doesn't sound right. All right, so anyway.
It's like some British Oxford professor talking about it. Right?
Yes, I'm getting the chills.
All right, but Raymond, first of all, 5 minutes is not extraordinarily quick.
It's not a marathon, but
Well, I don't feel like I'm satisfying her.
Does she complain about it?
Well, she don't, but I mean, I just don't feel like I'm satisfying her.
Do you have a sense that there's a problem with her?
Do what?
Do you have a sense that she has a problem with it?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Why don't you talk to her about it?
Admit it.
Why don't you talk to her about it?
We have.
And?
She says, it's fine, it's no big deal, but to me it is.
Maybe it is no big deal.
Yeah. I mean,
God
is there
bless
anything?
him for worrying about it, though.
Yeah, stop trying to talk him out of it, Drew.
Well, but
Well, I mean, I would like to give my wife more pleasure than
all right.
5
Do
minutes.
you suspect that she's not having an orgasm?
Well, it depends on how long we go without having sex. I mean, there's sometimes she'll have 2 or 3 orgasms within that 5 minutes.
Wow.
And? Okay.
Well, God bless him again.
Well, here's what you can do. I don't know of any technique to necessarily add time onto the sexual
Well, you do.
experience,
You can-
other than I would say if the guy has not relieved himself in a week, he's much more apt to go off a little quicker. And if he could sort of, take care of a little business on his own at 2 in the afternoon, and then take a shower, and then him and his wife got intimate at 7:30 at night, I think that could add a few minutes.
Yeah.
Now, I would say, though, you can never go wrong with just more oral sex on a woman. Guys, all you guys out there who don't think you're cutting it from an intercourse standpoint, just let your mouth do the talking. Yeah, that kind of made sense.
Yeah.
All right, more of that. You're fine. That's what they want anyway. And instead of trying to add a precious 45 seconds or a minute and a half to the intercourse, which she's not really nuts about anyway, just get more into the oral scene. All right, Drew's going to make a phone call, so we got to go. Man, he knows my new name. That was the first breaker I've had with the new name. Liner. What's a breaker?
I don't know.
I fear if I put an at the end of it, it sounds like radio. All right. Hey, I saw the next week coming up, Harvey Danger's going to be in here. He sings that song I really dig. And then Edna Swap's going to be in here, too, who sings that song that Natalie Imbruglia, however you pronounce her name, is singing. What's the name of the song? Torn? Yeah. It's a good song. I like it. And they were kind of... I saw them this morning with the morning show. They're nice. They're into the Loveline, and we'll see them next week. They did that song live on the morning show. It sounded really good. You know that song, Drew?
No.
No. You'd like it. That Natalie Imbruglia is really cute. You see her in that video?
Yeah.
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 The Edna Swap girl's cute, too.
Hey, my man Todd
Natalie's
McCormick.
listening. We sent her a bunch of tapes. She's listening to see if she wants to come on the show.
Oh, please. She better jump on this one.
Well, that's the truth.
She's going to be hanging out with Kim Carnes at some bar a year from now. Believe you me. Believe me. Coax her onto the show, please.
Is Todd McCormick
She covered someone's song.
But he's coming up with one of the...
Who's
He's
Todd?
going to ask Brett.
Who's Todd McCormick?
He's the guy that got arrested for growing 6,000 pot plants in his house.
Oh, he is?
And he's going to bring Brett Harrelson.
Brett Harrelson. Good. He gave me a pair of sunglasses last time I saw him. And then Two Live Crew will be on. Have we ever had Two Live Crew on since I've been on this show?
Never, ever. Period.
All right. My favorite TV moment came when Sam Donaldson, or Peter Jennings, was doing the evening news, and he said, this is 5 years ago, controversial rap group True Live Crew was arrested in Dade County, Florida, for singing their controversial rap song, Me So Horny. How funny is that when you're sitting in your living room? And then he goes right on, and the best was he went right on. Served troops in Bosnia. It was just awesome with the Me So Horny. I wish I had that on a tape.
And you couldn't recreate that in a skit.
Oh,
because
no.
it's real and it's...
That was golden, man. I don't think those guys even read the teleprompter anymore. I don't think they
register what's coming out of their
They
mouth.
don't even get a heads up on it.
Right.
It's just that thing just spins around and they just read it.
Yeah.
Me, so horny. Nicole,
Yeah,
you're 19.
yeah.
What's going on?
Well, my friend and I, we black out, like, every time we drink, regardless of how much we drink.
Oh, yeah.
Like, even if we just had, like, 1 or 2 beers, we won't remember everything.
Really?
Yeah, but
You
a lot
guys
of
are
the
just,
time...
yeah.
And we, like, can't control our drinking either.
Right.
And we've heard that, like, because both of our families are, like, alcoholics. Yeah. So we're kind of wondering if we're heading to that direction.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
You're well in.
You're, by the way, on a collision course with rape, too.
We know, we both have that problem as well.
That's happened?
Yeah, with both of us.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez, I feel bad now, like I willed it on you. What
No,
happened?
you didn't.
What happened?
Well, last year we both lived in the dorms, and we were just drinking, and, like, I guess we both got taken advantage of by guys in the dorms, which was not cool at all.
Yeah. That's my...
in California?
No, we're actually in Chicago.
It's against the law in California.
I'll tell you, guys learn that early, though. As my buddy the Wheeze would say, juice them up and go. That was always... I think he was taking that off a old Sizzler Hot Wheel ad or something. But it's true. Guys know when women get loaded, that's the time to loot. The store's open. You got a few minutes.
Let
You
me
get in
ask
there.
you
You get what you can get.
Did the Wheeze get some action?
The Wheeze? Oh, have you met the Wheeze?
Oh, yeah. It's been here a few times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Wheeze, the Wheeze has swung very successfully for many
Really?
years. Oh, yes. The women love the Wheeze.
Maybe I missed a side of him.
He may have been a little grungy when you saw him. The Wheeze cleans
Just
up nicely,
a little.
though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, just got his hair cut, put a little pomade in
taller?
there. No, he's cute. I call him Smurf. We slept on the same futon for 5 years.
Nicole, one of the signs of alcoholism is blacking out.
Yeah.
Okay, frequent blackouts is obviously more of a sign. I've heard what your question is. Why is it was so little, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And are you drinking every night?
No, actually, like, the thing is, we can go for a while without drinking, but then when we drink, we can't stop. Like, we'll keep drinking, and then we won't get drunk for the longest time, and then it'll hit us all at once.
Well, one of the markers for alcoholism is being able to so-called handle your liquor.
Yeah.
Alcoholics tend to be the people that can drink people under the table in terms of the intoxicating effects.
Yeah.
But the euphoric effects and the stimulant properties and the reinforcing properties of the drug kick in very early. So it tends to affect your judgment. And the blackout issue, I'm not sure anybody's adequately explained why it tends to happen to people who are alcoholic. I had always thought it was because you were drinking rather regularly, and so the threshold for blackout is sort of diminishing day in and day out. And or your liver maybe have difficulty metabolizing the alcohol as you sort of overwhelm the system. In your case, it doesn't sound like that's happening. We don't really know why the blackouts happen in the pattern that you're describing them. I've heard it before, and it's always in the setting of alcoholism.
All right. Michelle.
Hello?
17?
Yeah.
What's going on?
I don't know if you guys remember, I called about 2 weeks ago, and I'm 17 and I'm married, and I've been married for about 9 months now, and
Yeah, I remember this. It seems to me more like a week ago than it does 2 weeks, but that could be me.
but the thing is that I know it's more than a week because
Okay.
about the day after about that I called, I started my period and had that for that week, and the thing was that because we hadn't been having sex at all or anything, and it was like and I noticed and I thought about it later that the times when he like wants anything from me is when I am on my period, and he knows that we don't actually have to have sex,
Diabolical.
So it's like he knows that he'll be the one getting all the pleasure, and I'm it's all for him. And so then and it was like as soon as I was done, he was like, oh no, I don't, let's wait a little bit until for sure, that kind of stuff. And
So you know for sure what?
that I was done completely,
With your period.
I know.
Yeah, how old is this guy?
He's 21.
That's right. You've been married for 9 months.
Yeah.
This isn't the one where you had sex on your honeymoon and...
That was it.
No, that was something else.
No, I never said anything.
That was anher call.
Yeah.
All right, sorry.
Tell us again what the problem was here.
Well, the thing is that it's like I could like start having sex with him, and just a couple days ago, I was touching him and doing stuff to him and everything, and he was like just laying there. I mean, we were laying in bed and he was just laying there. He wasn't even, I mean, he was responding, of course, but he wasn't like, he just was laying there.
What is your question? What's the question?
Okay, the thing is that he'll be like, I'll ask him if he wants me to, I'll be like, do you want me to stop? And he'll be like, whatever, if you want to, if you don't, whatever. And it's like he doesn't like want to do anything else. I mean, I could be doing anything to him, and it's like he doesn't respond back.
All right, but what is your question?
Okay, the thing is that, I mean, what can I do to like get him more interested, I guess? And the thing is that, I mean, I talk to him. I try to talk to him about sex, and he doesn't want to. He just doesn't want to talk about it. It's like,
All right. What's he do for a living?
He works at a press shop, printer.
Do you have any kids?
No.
That's good. No kids, right?
No.
Not for a while.
No.
How old is he?
He's 21.
You on any kind of birth control?
No.
And why don't you get some?
I've never been to a gynecologist before.
Well, that's very important that you go. All right.
Hey, Michelle.
You heard
Michelle.
a call. We had, was it last night? We had somebody who had a potential
The
sister.
cervical cancer.
Yes,
I remember. Yeah, I listened.
Hey, listen, Michelle. I don't want to put a curse on this relationship, but I don't give it 2 years.
See, that I already talked to him about it a couple of days ago. I told him that I wanted to separate, and he like, I don't know. He said that we couldn't because he says that we're like bonded together now and all this stuff, and it's like.
Something's weird about him.
Nah, it's just.
Well, we were both virgins when we went together.
But here's what I'm saying, Michelle.
Yeah.
Listen to me. I am so tired. I'm sick and tired of being right about everything all the time. Isn't that a cool statement, Drew? It just make me wrong this one time. This relationship is not going to last 2 years. The last place you want to be is have yourself a nice 6-month-old when this guy moves out of the apartment. You understand? That makes you a 19 with an infant, and you go on, state support, whatever, and you have trouble getting dates because you got to get a sitter. It's a disaster. As God is my witness, do not have kids before the age of 23. Give it some years, please, and you have to get on birth control.
I used to think about our future together, and now it's like I don't think.
All right, well,
as far as like, is it better to just end it now? I mean, it's a lot harder now to get a divorce than it was to just break up.
I think you're, of course. I think if you want to give this relationship a chance, get some professional help and see if you can get him to talk in a safe environment and get somebody to assess this, see what the real issues are. And give it a chance.
Now you give him a choice.
Yeah, I don't see how
either you guys begin some work on it, or that's it. You break up. That's it. You give him the opportunity to do it. Oh, you see why you don't get married at 17? Poor Michelle. She's 17. Even though I'm staring at the screen and I see the 17 there winking at me, she sounded like she was 37.
Yeah, she's in a 37-year-old situation.
She's 17. And she's saying, the relationship isn't what it was. We're not. He's not being intimate anymore.
My daughter in 11 years. Imagine that.
Please. You know what you got to do?
Huh.
Give her some sort of. Can you cut out some gland or something in her that won't let her develop as a woman?
It's a great idea.
Isn't that great? She just becomes like stays like a 5-year-old eunuch her entire life. Meanwhile, her mind progresses and all that kind of stuff, but physiologically, she just she never grows breasts. She never gets pubic hair.
Rule the world.
Yeah, she just becomes this little eunuch. She has no interest in sex, yet she has the mind of Janet Reno. Let's work on that, Drew. You got 2 other kids. So what's the worst case scenario? You have 2 kids? Come on. All right. We'll be back. Man. Hey, this is my song. Because it sounds like a big hair band song. Sounds like a sweet song or something. Yes. All right. Harvey Danger. I don't know what Harvey Danger is. Is it 5 guys? Is that the name of one guy?
We'll find out.
Thinks the guy's name is really Harvey? It's a little joke. Yeah, Drew. All right. It's funny. I talk to people every once in a while who say, hey, I was listening to the show, and people like to repeat to me back what I said like the night before.
Right.
And it's real flattering, unless it's my family who just repeats something critical I said. But other people are nice. They go, hey, I heard you talking about the guy, some chick having a Reuben-esque body, and you said that was from eating too many Reuben sandwiches.
Right.
And they go, hey, that was funny.
Right.
And then they say that, and then they always pause and go, but no one was laughing in the studio. They always make a comment about that, and I go, yeah, that's why it's a tough gig. Get Drew over here is my
You want a laugh track?
Yeah, can you do that?
Sure.
Hey, Mike has a piece of equipment, by the way, that we've been lobbying for
we got that thing.
2 years on this show. Pharrell, no, it's too much. Scott Farrell up the hall from us has 2 of these things, and then he needs one in reserve, too, in case one goes down. So we haven't had one for 2 years, but that's the beauty of Westwood, too, really. They just total inability to do anything, really. Yeah, I would more like a...
He wants like the Dick Van Dyke
I'd
show.
like more like a crowd response, like more of a Lucy type thing. Could you work on that? So anyway, engineer Mike got this new piece of equipment. Well, actually, I'm sure it's not new. It's been around for a good 10 or 15 years, but that is... Man, that smells like a new car here in Westwood,
cutting
too.
Edge, you
Anything that did not come off a junked battleship that is inside of this dump of a studio is considered cutting edge, state of the art. One of the technicians here at Westwood 2 was telling me the other day they have in the lounge they're going to put a new video game in. They call it Pong.
Ooh.
Yeah. I hadn't heard of this Pong, I think he called it. But anyway, he said they must have cut some deal with some video manufacturer, because apparently this is real leading-edge stuff. Yeah, Atari, the Atari people. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm still looking for a little more of a crowd, Mike, but I think we could work that out.
Jennifer.
Hi, I was wondering how many weeks I have to wait, like after sex, to get a pregnancy test.
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yep.
Okay.
Why? What's up? What's up?
Nothing. It's been about 2.5 weeks, and we used protection the first time.
Mm-hmm.
But like later on that day, we did it another time, and we didn't use any protection.
Well, it still works, though, doesn't it? Huh?
Well,
what, the leftover condom shield?
well, no, we didn't. Well, we didn't use one.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, but you did use it the first time,
Well,
right?
we used it the first time.
Right. Well, that's what's important.
Well, right, but.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, you only have to use one once, and then
it's good for a few weeks.
Kind of. It's like a vaccination, isn't it? It's like smallpox or something. You get
good
one.
for years.
Yeah. It's like tetanus. I think every 7 years you got to use another
I thought
condom.
it kept some kind of force shield behind, left something behind in there.
Yeah. There could have been some polymers floating around the vagina that would have protected you. All right. So you're all right. You got no problem.
Do you want to be pregnant? Why would you want to be pregnant? You're 17.
No.
Why?
No. It happened to me before when I was 15, but
You know, I normally would start yelling at this point, but I figured someone must have done something to you, right?
No.
Nobody screwed you over when you were little?
No.
No? You're just stupid? I mean, didn't somebody do something to you?
No, my family, they fight a lot, and that's about it. Nobody's done anything to me.
No molestation, no alcoholism, no physical abuse, no verbal abuse?
No.
So you're just dumb? Oh, yeah, that's a yes.
I guess.
That's dumb for yes. The cackle. All right, Jennifer, come on, stop being stupid.
I'm not being stupid.
I kind of think you are, though. I mean, you had sex with a condom at noon, and then you didn't use the condom at 4 in the afternoon.
And you should have taken advantage of the morning after pill, right?
Okay.
Within 2 days of contact, you can take a birth control pill. You ask your doctor for a morning after contraception, and or emergency contraceptive or postcoital contraceptive.
How long ago did this happen?
2.5 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
72 hours you have to go get the pill and get this thing taken care of.
Put it on your nightstand.
But it seems like you ought to be on the pill more generally if you're going to be sexually active with this guy, and you've got to see a doctor regularly since you are sexually active, right?
Right.
All right. Take care of yourself, would you, please?
I will.
All right.
Okay.
Come on now. And what are you going to do if you get pregnant?
Well, if it happens, it happens. I mean,
Yeah. What are you going to do? Are you going to give it up for adoption? You're going to have an abortion?
I've done that before, and
Abortion.
yes,
Oh, so you go abortion.
and I don't think I'll ever do it again.
Oh, okay. So you raise the kid?
No.
You give it up for adoption?
Yeah, I probably would.
Okay. All right, Jennifer.
Okay.
You're very casual about your reproductive ability. All right, come on. Don't be a goofball. I pay enough taxes already.
Oh, really?
Yeah, oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, please. I should have my own police force. The amount of money I pay in taxes. Bastards. Don't get anything. I want a little extra something, that's all. Just a little something. Some club. Some little extra club I'm in. You know when you go to a pizza place or a sub shop, and when you order 9 subs, you get the 10th sub free? That's kind of what I want.
The club you'll probably be in soon is
I want that club that you pay like $200,000 in taxes club.
No.
The club that gets the cops out 10 minutes earlier, that picks up a hefty bag when you throw it out on the curb.
The club that
club.
you to usually is the audit club.
The club that doesn't get you a ticket, like
The
park in
audit
front of your
club.
own garage.
That's
I
gonna
want
be the
that
elite club you'll be in soon enough.
There's some kind of cards, some kind of like gold.
Oh, God, wait till you go through that. Oh, won't you be a delight?
Oh, please. I paid those sea suckers $2,500 like 2 months ago, and then those bastards sent me a bill, told me I owe them $7.45
The
or
accountant
something.
or the IRS?
Please, the IRS.
Yeah.
I owe the government. I owe the government. Please. Never got a grant for anything. Never got a loan for anything. Never called the fire department. Never called the police department. Never ran over a street sign.
Create the environment where you have the
owe
right
them.
to pursue your career.
Please. What the hell's this guy?
Nemesis.
I know what it is, but I'm not calling this kid. Is your name Nemesis?
Nimbus.
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 Yeah.
What's going on?
All right, Lisa.
Okay, I want advice about, like, if I should stay with this guy I'm with or not. First, I guess I'll first tell you, like, the good...
You're 17, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, first of all, I'm not really, like, comfortable with, like, anyone, but for some reason I'm, like, really comfortable with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And we just have so much in common, and I can talk to him.
Yeah.
And
Well, why aren't you comfortable with people?
I don't know, I'm sort of like,
Introvert?
social. So,
Anything happen to you?
Of course.
No, actually,
Really?
I think something did, but I can't remember.
All right. We usually go with that. Do you dye your hair black and paint nails black, stuff like that?
Well, I dye my hair black, but I don't
Wear
wear
dark.
nail polish.
Do you know wear colorful
Hold
clothing?
on. Hey, Drew, can I have $1 for the dye your hair black thing?
You don't have colorful clothing?
No.
Do you have multiple piercings?
Yeah.
I have 4.
All right.
It's more than one.
That's in one nostril?
No.
Any tats?
No.
You planning on some?
No.
All right. Do you dress weird?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. So you basically got that leave me alone thing going on?
Yeah.
Yeah. All those people out there that are blazing their own trail from a fashion standpoint or with the piercings and the tats, it's just basically leave me alone. And it's good. It works.
Oh, yeah.
See those people, I was going, I don't want to talk to them. They're screwed
Yeah,
up.
it is.
Okay, so everyone leaves you alone, but you found this guy who doesn't want to leave you alone.
Yeah,
Well, that's good, but he's 23
yeah, he's 23.
and you're 17. You having sex?
No, I'm still a virgin.
Really?
All right.
You see, it's like the relation. He doesn't, pressure me.
Are you allowed to dye your hair black and be a virgin?
Yep.
There's no hymen check before they dye your hair black?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but the thing is, I don't know, he has a kid and an ex-wife, and he always, he says he's gonna like do something, and it does.
What's he do for a living? Video store.
I'm not sure what he does.
What do you think? Seriously.
I think he
deals.
drives a truck.
He does what?
He drives a truck.
Oh, okay.
How did you meet this guy?
internet.
Their friend?
Mm-hmm.
But you know him so well, your soulmates bonded, and you don't know what the hell he does for a living.
Well, he drives a truck.
Okay. That's fine. That's noble. He's 23. He has a kid. I'm a little bit suspicious of this guy, and I don't think you should be with him just because he's the only guy who's willing to let you in or talk to you.
Yeah.
He's 23. He's divorced. He drives a truck. You're 17. I'd love to see you with someone your own age.
Yeah.
I really would. That's my advice. But take it real slow. Joey's 19. Had unsafe sex. Now how long to wait before he gets tested for HIV?
6 months.
Do it tomorrow.
And then
you got to do it again in 6 months. Sarah is 18, has an anger problem. It's ruining relationship with her boyfriend. Sarah?
Yeah.
All right. You're aware you have a problem? Yes.
Yeah,
Okay. Work on it. Now she's going to piss at me. Sorry, I just got to fire through this last couple calls here. Allie?
Yeah.
24?
Yeah.
Prior abuse have left her leery of men. How to learn to trust boyfriend. Yeah. If you got enough all right, if you got enough abuse, you got to get into some therapy.
Yeah.
Just hanging out with guys is not really going to do it, especially if it was real overt abuse. Right, Drew?
Yeah.
Sarah?
Yes.
You're 22.
I am.
How can she tell if she's having an orgasm or not? I always get a calf cramp.
No, I'm serious. Don't get me wrong. I love sex, and I love making love with my boyfriend of 4 years plus, but I honestly don't know how to tell. I mean, yeah, there's white stuff, but
no.
Is there like a cramp? I mean...
You get white stuff?
Sometimes.
Oh, really?
Well, he tells me I do.
That's an infection.
Yeah. You'll know.
Yeah. It's really...
the fact that you're questioning it suggests that it's not happened.
Right.
In fact, it assures us it has not happened.
It always reminds me of that old joke, like at the Rolls-Royce dealership or something, which is, if you have to ask, you can't afford it.
Right.
And I know it's not even totally apropos, but it just reminds me of that. Right. You'll know. You'll know when you have an orgasm.
You have 5 seconds. Love.
Yeah, but see if we can work on more of the crowd thing. We'll work on that later.
Right.
And any of the affiliates that heard the PSA potted down, I'm sorry. I was trying to talk to Ann in there, and I turned the board down. Mike really spun out, man. He's got an anger control problem. Thank you. It's a wonderful show. I really appreciate it. It's amazing how good that makes you feel, even though I know it's coming right out of a machine. I want to thank the beautiful Lisa in her new shoes, the fabulous Sherry, the wonderful nailed wonder. Producer Ann, the angular one, and of course the one that wonder engineer Mike, whose hair is just right. I'll tell you what you ought to do is just lacquer it right now and take a picture. That's done. Mike shaved his head 4 weeks ago, and it's growing back slowly, and you get to see it at all stages. And I'd say now, between now and the next week and a half, that'll be its prime. Right. That's the length. Now you know. All right, so until next time, it's Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
This has been Loveline. The opinions expressed herein are not necessarily those of the staff or management or producers or directors or the advertising or anyone. They might be Bob's.
I'm Bob, and they're mine.
The producer of Loveline is Ann Wilkins. Loveline is a presentation of Westwood One Entertainment.
Grr, arg. We now return you to your highly tested, regularly scheduled programming. Bye.